Now, there is a big reset happening. Most of us know this. Essentially, this is a financial reset and also a technological reset. They're changing the money system over to digital. And this is very dangerous, really. It's the same, basically, the same system, the same financial system, just converted onto blockchain. Now, and what they want to do is tokenize everything. Now, that means they want to create more money, more ownership of things. They want to claim ownership of everything. And this is quite abstract. I mean, we're talking about places of nature, a mountain, a lake. They can tokenize a lake. The ocean, tokenize the ocean. Tokenize a forest. Anything and everything. They can convert it into a digital tokens of ownership of a thing. Anything. And that means they can create a lot more money because the money is backed up by ownership of a real thing. Now, at the moment, the money we've got is not backed up by anything. It's just pieces of paper. Essentially, what we're living in is a sort of mafia banking system. The banksters, they run the show. And it's like a casino. The stock market is really a casino. All different poker chips interacting, being exchanged with each other. But it's not backed by anything. It's not backed by gold, for example. In the old days, it used to be backed by gold. But it is still backed by something. It's backed by slavery. What do I mean by that? I mean, money, really what we've got now, money is debt-based. It's just a loan, on top of a loan, on top of a loan, on top of another loan. But the original collateral, if we go back to the first loan, the original collateral has got to be slavery. It's got to be physical work. A living man or woman has to promise to do some work, because that's the loan. If you give me the money now, I promise to work to pay back the loan. So that collateral really comes from us, and it comes from our birth certificate. Our birth certificate is actually a financial instrument, and you can think of it as the first collateral on a loan. And the banking system works with this. Okay, we're not aware of this, but this is how it works. It's the legal system combined with the financial system and the political system all work together to create this money. See, this is the illusion we're under. We think there's a separate system. Politics is separate from money, and money is separate from law. No, they're all one system. It's a mafioso system. And we are the slaves. You see, the people at the top, they don't need money. They're beyond money. We're the ones that need the money. They create the money. They create the system. And that's how they control all of us. And they stay at the top. But now, you see, when they want to switch over to tokenization, it's going to give the illusion of a shared economy. So they can sell it to us. Yeah, we're going to tokenize everything. So you can tokenize your house, for example. You can split your house into 10,000 tokens and then spread them out, sell them on the digital stock exchange. So that looks good. I think great. But once you've got a house that is divided into 10,000 tokens, the trouble is no one can own it. Because it's owned now by 10,000 different people. So that looks nice, it looks like a shared ownership, but no one person can own their house anymore. This is where it gets difficult. This is the illusion. They are selling you the illusion of ownership. You can have a chance to own everything. You can own a token in this mountain. You can own a token in this ocean. You can own a token in your house. But you cannot own the whole thing. And once you've tokenized your house into 10,000 pieces, 10,000 people own it. No one person, it'll become impossible to gain ownership of that house. You'll have to buy back the 10,000 tokens, but they are now spread out between 10,000 different people. How are you going to get them all back? So now it means you will own nothing and be happy. But you're sold the illusion of ownership because you can participate in this tokenized economy, this stakeholder economy. You will have a stake in everything, but you cannot own anything, not in its totality. And remember, all of this will be tied to your digital identity. It won't be your birth certificate anymore, but essentially your digital identity is becoming collateral on this debt-based money. Still the same money, just digital, tokenized money. So what we've got now, the casinos, I don't know, we've got maybe 500 banks. But now when we go to tokenized economy, you're going to have 5 million banks, 5 billion banks, and all the tokens spread out between them all. Now it's total chaos. No single person can have ownership of anything. Now the question still arises, who's going to control the world? You think that's decentralization? No. All of this will be based on centralized blockchain. That means even though you've got the illusion of all these different tokens, all separate, no, it will all go backwards to the people that control the exchange. The people that control the CBDCs. So they will control all of them. They don't mind that there's so many different ones because they all go back through the systems of control, all the way back up to the people that are above money. So we're still under the same control system, and it's just going to be worse because once we've got digital money, they can do anything they like to us. So I'm saying be careful of this. This is going to be sold to us like a good thing. You can be part of the shared economy. You can own part of the ocean, probably tokenize the moon. You can own a token of the moon. But of course, it's all worthless. It doesn't mean anything. How are you going to redeem your token of the moon? How are you going to redeem your token of the ocean? You still won't be able to access the ocean because they'll put in the rules. The rules are, you don't own enough of the ocean. Maybe if you own 50% of the ocean, then you can use it. If you only own 0.00001% of the ocean, you're not allowed to use it. You see, these are just clever games being played with us. Now, I'm proposing a different system. I'm working on this. You see, I talk against modern technology a lot, but I'm not really dismissing it. Of course, we can use all modern technology, but we've got to be careful that we are not being used by it. Modern technology is created with a design, and mostly that design is to control us. And that's why I talk against it, because you've got to wake up and see through the games. But of course we can use it. Use modern technology. But be careful we are not being used by it. So blockchain, nothing wrong with blockchain. It's just centralized blockchain. So I'm working on a system called ENTIFY, which ultimately will be a blockchain ecosystem. And it's going to be connected to living men and women, but not tokenized. What do I mean by that? I mean, you have total autonomy, total sovereignty over your digital avatar. No one else can access it. No one else can control your digital identity. And physical objects, they cannot be divided. For example, if you have a house, your house will be a singular digital object, and that can be connected to the blockchain system. We've got a method of connecting a real object to the blockchain, so you cannot divide it up. One house, one object. One car, one object. One living man or woman, one object. So the blockchain system would be very, very simple. Now again, we can still have a money on there, a token of money, but again, very, very simple. The long-term goal is to build a new blockchain, brand new, one we have not seen before, and again, very simple. A simple system takes us back to a simple money system. Again, like gold. But the money system is backed up by real objects. And it's backed up by real living people. However, it is completely in our own control. There's no bank that has created this. The network, the system, is created by all the users of the network. So it's an alternative system to the one that's being created. Now, it's going to take me a long time to explain this, but we're in process. So the first thing I hope to have is an app that we can run on the phone, essentially a communications app that is perfectly private. So it's more private than anything else so far. And the reason we can have it private is we have to create our own sovereignty card. Not an identity card, a sovereignty card. That is essentially a digital card, like a credit card, a real thing that we hold. And that allows you to access the network. So if you touch your card to the phone, it proves that you are a real living man or woman. You cannot even have a fake account on this network. So it means we can have no AI, no artificial accounts, no fake accounts, because only someone with a card can touch it. And if we need to prove who you say you are, say I'm talking to someone, because now we've got deep fake AI, they can clone your voice, clone your video, and you think you're talking to someone, you're not. You can say, touch your card to the phone to prove that it is you. And if it's a fake person, they can't do that. So we need to have this. But the card will also act as a wallet, a digital wallet. It's going to be the most secure offline hardware wallet so far ever created. So you can have some blockchain money on there, some crypto. You could have Bitcoin and a few others we can put on this card. So you can have your own secure crypto wallet with some existing crypto on there. But again, be wary, all existing crypto now is still integrated into the financial system. See, they're only starting to promote crypto now because they've got a method of centralizing it. They can control it all. So it appears all separate, but who controls the exchanges? Who controls, ultimately, all these different cryptos go back, all the way back to the same banking system. So now they can use it. But saying that, some are not that bad. So for now, we can have a crypto wallet and still have some of our own crypto investments on it. So that's the first product. And then soon we'll have our own smartphone. So we're going to make our own smartphone, and that will also include a radio mesh network. That means we can talk to each other independently. So that's the next stage. That means we'll be independent even from the internet and the mobile phone network. Totally independent communication. That is already in process. We've got that technology, but we're not quite there yet. Nearly there. And then finally, we will build, like I said, our own blockchain from scratch. And then we will run this blockchain on the radio mesh network. So we won't run this blockchain on the existing internet. Here's the big thing. All blockchains we've got are running on the existing internet. That means it's still controlled. We're going to create an alternative network. So it's not the existing internet, totally new internet. And on that network, that radio mesh network, we run our blockchain. So we will have the only blockchain running on that network. There's no others. So we're creating an entirely new system of money on an entirely new network. And we control that. All of us control that. It's controlled by this original network of the identity card or the sovereignty card connected to this chat network. So again, it's going to take me a long time to really explain this properly and prove how this will work and why it is the best solution so far. But in time, it means we'll have a totally alternative communication, totally alternative financial system, and a totally alternative means of doing business. See, we can do international business with each other, but everyone on this network has one of these cards. And this card is going to be, you create this identity yourself. Essentially, you're putting your name on the line here. So only an honourable person will want to do this. This is already disincentivizing crime. A criminal will not want to be on this network because you can't fake anything. You can't do any scamming. So this system I'm calling ENTIFY, and I'll leave links below to my website talking about this. But do stay tuned because I'm talking more and more about this. And as this technology comes out, as we get ready, I'll be telling you about the network as we progress. So thank you so much for listening. I hope this made sense. Please do leave me any questions or comments, and I look forward to seeing you in any of these other videos here.